let's dive into the 27th chapter. And until the 27th chapter, we have been hearing Uddhava Gita, where Krishna is imparting wonderful spiritual knowledge to his friend and cousin Uddhava. And Uddhava is fully surrendered to Krishna, and he's the right recipient of this information because he really wants to know how he should conduct his life. So now we are coming to the topic of deity worship. So what is deity? Some people say, they mock Hindus and they say, oh, these guys are praying to a stone. They are just putting a doll or an idol and thinking that is God. How foolish of them. But Krishna tells us what is real deity worship. It is not idol worship, it's ideal worship. How we can we can be more Krishna conscious, and we can improve our bhakti by rendering service to the deity in our house. And Krishna is going to instruct um, Uddhava about all this topic. So anybody who comes and mocks at you or tells you that deity worship is not right, now you'll get all the important points. You can tell them why deity worship is the best form of worship, and how Krishna is present in your home when you invite deities to your home. So there is a parampara for deity worship. It is not like somebody suddenly concocted in their mind. They said, "Oh, from today on, make a form of me and start putting flowers on me." It was not some king who made that decision. This is coming from Krishna himself, who is the supreme Lord, and he's telling us how to worship him. When he's not physically present with us, the deity is him. It's actually he becomes present in the deity so that we can take care of the deity and render service to the deity, because all of us don't have the privilege like Arjuna, who had Krishna right next to him to to serve. So here we are getting a deity, and Krishna is telling first this knowledge he gave it to Brahma, and Brahma gave it to his sons, and then and Lord Shiva is one of the sons of Brahma, and and he gave it to Parvati, his wife. So uh, So Uddhava is asking, please tell me how to worship the deity. So Krishna says there are different ways to worship the deity. There's a Vedic practice. So whatever is said in the Vedas, the injunctions, the rules, regulations to follow. Then there are tantric vidhis, which are secondary instructions present that one can follow to worship the deity. And then there's a mix of Vedic and tantric practices to worship the deity. So those are the rules of followed. Like first, you have to wash your hands. There are so many rules. You take bath. What do you use to worship the deities? All those rules are written, and there are different such rules, and they can be divided into Vedic, Tantric, and mixed. And then what are the forms of deities? Now, all of you must have seen in temples in South India, there are black rock deities like Tirupati Balaji, or Guruvayur, Krishna, or
And the Mahabali, not Mahabalipuram, Tanjavur.
yes, yes, very good. So all these deities are carved from stone, and actually, Sri Padmanabha Swami Temple in Trivandrum is there's a big deity, 18 feet long, and actually it's made of Shalagram Shilas, and
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
yes,
We have visited and I was like, is this stone or gold or no?
mm,
Shaligram Sila. I
yeah.
could see that it was real gold. I could
So
see that I didn't know if it was Shaligram Sila.
it's not a big one piece of rock. It's actually multiple small piece of
Yeah,
rock
small one.
mixed with concrete kind of material, which is very Vedic material. So that's why they don't do abhishek on the deity of Padmanabha Swami. But
Um,
These are all.
Instead, they do aarti, and then they have a little, another little sculpture of him, I think.
Yes, yes. So they'll
They
have
do,
another
they do
deity.
abhishek on that because the
Very, very.
18 feet long is too big, and it's also made with shaligram shilas.
Yes, very good. And it's
I
like
think
a
so good.
plaster.
And I heard that a bit like long ago, people have opened the 6 doors, but they could not open the 7th door. No, 8th door.
So
Oh
actually,
yeah, 8th door.
see the Lord, there are three doors. The one in Padmanabhaswamy temple is to see his head and face. The one is his abdomen. You see Brahma coming out of his navel. And the third
Yeah.
door is to see his feet. And then the doors you're talking about is like walls or storehouses where they were storing all these treasures for the Lord. Um, so
Yeah,
they,
and then they could not open the 8th door, which actually leads to the heavens.
yeah, yes.
It
So
was it said like that, but it had Garuda and probably has a snake. Hanuman in the door center.
yes. Yes, very good. So all temples have some of these very, very mysterious
I
things.
have a doubt.
Yes, yes.
Is Sabarimala Ayyappa Swami? I think he's made out of gold.
Yeah, I think yeah, it is it's a metal deity. So metal is another form of deity that can be made. So stone we discuss, wood. Can anybody say an example of wood deity that we worship? Wooden, that's made from a tree.
Jagannath?
Yes.
Made out of tree.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Ayana said the right answer. Lord Jagannath
Oh
is made.
yeah. Okay. I totally forgot.
Yeah. So then there are clay
Tulsi
deities.
Maharani also has wood.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Very good.
that's
So Tulsi Maharani, yeah, actually the beads are made of Tulsi Maharani wooden, but deity itself, the wood is Jagannath, and then metal we discussed. Earth or clay is with clay. We see that deities are made, and then with paint. How can paint be used to make a deity? Any
yeah. How? They use natural paint. Ow. Ow.
so
Ow.
paint is
Stop.
every
To paint a
picture.
deity's face.
Yeah, yeah. So
Only a picture.
no, actually, the pictures are made of paint, and picture itself is actually the deity. So we should respect all the pictures we have, which is made of ink or paint. That's wonderfully drawn the form of the Lord. Then with sand, they can make a deity. Like all of you go to the beach and they make
Oh.
castles in the sand. But there are
Shivalinga. Shivalinga. Ram.
yeah,
Rama. It's
and
written that Hanuman took like a 5 to 10 minutes delay to get the like the Shivalinga in the Himalayas. I see Shivalinga from the Himalayas, so Rama made Shivalingas from the sand.
yeah. Very good, very good. So that's a wonderful pastime in Ramayana where a temporary deity is made. So even with sand, one can make a deity. Then the another material that can be used is mind. How can mind be having a deity? Anybody knows?
You can build a deity in your mind. You
Yes.
can build a deity in your mind.
Yes, very good. So, in your heart and mind, you can have the deity of the Lord, where you can think about the Lord. There are
And
multiple
for the
pastimes.
puji.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and for the jewels you decorate the Lord. And we went to Rameshwaram.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot to go to the place where Hanuman kept his. Did we go there? I think we went there. Yeah, we did. We did go there, and then at the last we went to the
Mm-hmm.
Ramana. The
Yes.
okay, whatever. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So very good. So actually, in the mind, we can have the deity and worship him. There are multiple stories where devotees they were very old, or they couldn't, they didn't have the money to buy all the paraphernalia for the deity, and there is a devotee who wanted to make kheer for the deity, and then so he was cooking in his mind. He was thinking, I'll get this rice, I'll get the milk,
And
I'll
then
put sugar.
suddenly the kid appeared in front of him.
Yes, yes. He touched the kheer to see if it is hot, hot or cold, and he burned his hand. And then he opened his eyes, and his hand was actually burned. So he was all having in his mind, but then the Lord manifests that uh, in even reciprocates with you if you are thinking in your mind. So nobody can have any excuse for not praying to the Lord, even if they don't have money, or everybody has a mind, so they can think about the Lord and offer to the Lord. So, and then jewels, like Shreyaji said, jewels, of course, we can put jewels on the deity, but there are uh, with jewels also there are deities form. You can make little Krishna with emerald or ruby, like the whole
Oh, gold.
yeah, so the whole form of the Lord is the jewel itself. So all of that are materials used. So there are 8 different type of materials, and then you can think of deities also as permanent and temporary. So permanent deities are when you take a deity and then you do prana pradishta, and the Lord's presence will come into the deity. The temporary are the ones like the sand deity, Lord Ram and uh, Mother Sita created. It is temporarily for prayer. A deity is made, and then the deity is sent away with ritualistic practice. So it's not for a long time. So you can classify deities in that way also. So there are different process to worship the deity with in the ground, fire, sun, water, heat. We provide water as abhishek, or for the deity to drink. And in the heart, we can have worship the deity on the ground. Um, so there are all these different practices given of how to worship the deity. So we'll just move on, not go into the details. um, there are different articles used to worship the deity. First, we worship the Lord's paraphernalia, like the Sudarshan disc, his Panchajanya, or the conch shell, his Sharanga bow, his arrows, all that we can worship. That's the Lord's weapons. And then we can worship his associates like Nanda, Sunanda, Garuda, and then the Devatas who are taking orders from Krishna. So we can worship them. So these are different uh, processes of deity worship. We offer our obeisances to all of them. Then there are various articles and pros for day. So what you have to do, you have to bathe the Lord daily with abhishekam. You have to decorate the Lord with nice tilak, put nice ornaments and clothes on the Lord. You got to put nice fragrant oils on the Lord. Then you can offer water for the Lord to wash his feet and mouth. um, you can provide like agarbati or incense lamps to the Lord, and you give 4 types of boga, chaturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasado. So we know that from the morning Guru Ashtakam that we sing, that the Guru offers 4 type of preparations of food to the Lord, and then what we get back is Mahaprasad that we can all uh, honor and get spiritually purified. Then there are special sevas that you can massage the Lord. After decorating the Lord, we show a mirror to the Lord so that he can see himself. And we can even provide, like, just like we brush our teeth, we can provide datun to the Lord to brush his teeth, entertainment. by singing and dancing. Many temples have nice programs of singing and dancing to satisfy the deities. So deities are not seen as a piece of rock or a material like we discussed. They are seen as personalities who we are serving. And Krishna says the best way to worship the deity is with love. And that's what Krishna sees. He doesn't see what you're doing, like are you giving a lot of money. What he wants to see uh, is the love a person have. So it should not be like a ritual. You're doing things, oh, I have to do this morning, oh, I have to finish decorating the deity. So you see it as a work and it's just a ritual. My parents used to do it, so I have to do it. So that's not the way. The Lord says you have like patram pushpam phalam toyam you may bhaktya prayachati. So if you offer with love, Krishna will accept it. So he wants to have the deity worship as a way to express your love, and that's how we treat the deities. Um, so then, if you're doing all this, there's a lot of benefits you get, and devotees really are not running behind these benefits. They want to just express their love and serve the Lord, but you get all these benefits. So if you're offering land, um, then you get Charistriya Mukti. For installing deities, you become a king. And then if you're building a temple, you become a ruler of the three worlds. Worshipping and constructing temples even can, uh, you can be elevated to Brahmaloka. So Sarupya Mukti you'd get if you do all the above three. And Sarishti is like getting the opulence of the Lord. So all these uh, side benefits are there, but devotees, they just want to serve the Lord. Uh, and not doing this to get something. So that is kind of a business transaction. And that's not pure love. um, Initially a person can just start, oh, let me just follow what everybody's doing. But then as you build your love for the Lord, you should do everything to express your love for the Lord. So who so the Krishna also says, what is the punishment for people who steal from a temple or want to take away the different paraphernalia of the Lord in the temple? They become a worm in the stool, for punishment for stealing for 100 million years. And so, according to the degree of participation, they suffer proportionately. So, who are stealers, so who is performing the stealing, they get the most punishment. Then the who assisted, then who is the instigator, then who is the approver. So, all these people who are part of the stealing activity will get punished. And then we go into discussion of Jnana Yoga in chapter 28 of 11th canto. And what is discussed is Bedavakya, Abedavakya. So Bedavakya discusses what makes the Supreme Lord and us, the Jivas, different. So the Bedavakyas tell us why we are all different, why we ourselves and the Supreme Lord is both Sachidananda, but that is the Abheda Vakya, like, that tells us the similarity between the Supreme Lord and us. But we are quantitatively different. If we are a molecule of water, Krishna is the ocean of water. If we are a spark of a fire, Krishna is the full fire or the sun. So um, quantitatively, Lord is very different, and that is the Bheda Vakya. Abheda Vakya is non-different part, so qualitatively we can say that we are spirit souls are similar to Krishna in the form that we are Satchitananda, we are eternal, full of knowledge and full of happiness. and that is similar to Krishna. So those are the Abheda Vakya. And then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us, the Achintya Bheda Abheda Vakya. So which means we are inconceivably different and similar between the Lord and ourselves. So Mayavada says there's no difference between the Lord and us. We can become Lord. Then the the bhaktas, they always think themselves humble, and the Lord is Vibhu and we are Anu. All so that's the Beda Vakya. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the Achintya Beda Abeda. So we are not fully different. We are not fully same. So there is uh, inconceivably same and different. So this is Jnana Yoga, right? So how you understand who you are, who is Krishna, that's all part of Jnana Yoga, and that's what's covered in this 28th chapter. Um, and then there are two type of jnanis. You might also have heard from different philosophers. They say, "Oh, this world is false." So that is the Vivartavada. Vivartavada says that this is just an illusion. This material world is just an illusion. And we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas follow the Parinamvada. Parinamvada means um, this world is not unreal or false. It is there, but it is temporary. And it is the energy of the Lord. It's made of the inferior energy or the material energy of the Lord. But the spiritual energy is ever existing. It there's no transformation, but this material energy is created, destroyed, again created. So the Vivarta Vada is, oh, this is just a dream, or this is just not true. We are just thinking we are here, but we are not here, is the Vivarta Vada, and we are an illusion. So those are the two type of jnanis. So then, with the knowledge, we should not criticize or praise people's material uh, aspects. So the thing is, we shouldn't say, "Oh, this Ambani, look at this wedding he is conducting, uh, inviting all the great personalities and spending crores of rupees, millions of dollars." So like a devotee doesn't care so much for all these opulences, because what is important for us is a person's bhakti. So thinking of somebody, or looking at the beggar in the street and seeing, oh, look at his torn dress, we don't praise or criticize others based on their material um, paraphernalia, or their material prowess. We are always looking at a person's spiritual side. Um, so Krishna is telling, do not praise or criticize. Um, so then Uttava's question is, so if the soul is transcendental and bodies that matter, why does the soul suffer? So then Krishna says that's because if we think we are not this body, we will not suffer. But we identify ourselves as this body. So think of yourself driving a car, and then you parked your car somewhere, you go into the grocery store, you come back, and the car is crashed into pieces, and you are very, very sad. See, so you are identifying with the car because it's your car. It is my car that got crashed. Now what'll I do? You're very sad. But then you realize that is another person's car. Your car is parked a little further away, and that is intact. But this is another guy's car that looked like your car that's crashed. Now you're not so sad. So what caused the sadness? It is because you are identifying that thing that was crashed as yours, or that is what's caused the suffering. So Krishna gives this nice example to say that the false identification that you are this body is causing the suffering. But if you think that you are the spirit soul, you're eternal, you're full of bliss, you're full of knowledge, and you're just temporarily in this body, nothing can affect you. You won't be sad or depressed. So that's a wonderful learning we can get from this Uddhava Gita, this chapter. And then Uddhava asked, how can I get out of this false ego that I'm thinking I'm the body and anything that's happening to the body is making me suffer? So Krishna says you have to approach a guru and learn from a guru. And when you get the transcendental knowledge from the guru, that is like a sword. So this knowledge that you get from the guru is a very sharp sword. And how do you make it sharp? By your chanting, your or sadhana, it's called, what the practices you do, just like you're coming to class to hear about Srimad Bhagavatam, you do kirtan, you do chanting, you go to the temple. All of these are sharpening the sword. And with this sharp sword, you can cut this material identity you have, that you're thinking that you are this body that's making you sad with all the bad things that happen to the body. So then you'll get detached and you'll be always in a peaceful state, knowing that, this is just a temporary body. So that's how you can get out of the false ego and get what. So ego is just false identification, right? So there's false ego and true ego. False ego is thinking that we are the body. True ego is understanding that Jivera Swarupoe Krishnera Nityadas. You are a spirit soul and you are the eternal servant of the Lord. So that's how you apply knowledge. Okay. And then the Lord says not to. So you can learn all this by good association, but if you come in the association of good devotees, you can learn from them. Um, just like the sun eradicates all darkness, right? So you come to a dark room, you can't see anything, but if the sun is up, it lights up everything and you get the knowledge to see what is there in the room. Um, so similarly, the Lord says you have to be in the association of good devotees who will light up the knowledge for you so that you can see clearly. And the Lord also wants, don't imitate the Jivan Mukta or the devotees who are fully surrendered to the Lord, um, because it would be like you can imitate them, and then you think that your disease has gone away by taking, like, let's just say there is the liver problem in your body and it's coming as rashes on your skin, and then you put some medicine for the skin and it goes away for a day, but then it comes back because your liver is not fixed. So you have to take care of the liver. So just blatant imitation doesn't help. You have to learn from the devotees and apply it in your life, and that's how you can uh, be fully self-realized. And then the Lord goes into Bhakti Yoga, which we know is the elevator process to um, go back to Krishna. There is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. And Krishna clearly says in Bhagavad Gita that Yoga is the topmost. So Bhakti Yoga can also be said as devotional service. And the Lord gives that knowledge to Uddhava that Bhakti Yoga is the best. Um, so, how do you perform Bhakti Yoga? You perform Bhakti Yoga by remembering Krishna as much as possible, like the gopis always were remembering Krishna. Perform duties for Krishna, so do everything as a service to the Lord, and offer your intelligence and mind to Krishna. So, how can I make please Krishna? If you're always in the thought of that, then you're in Bhakti Yoga. And how do you do Bhakti Yoga? You take shelter of Krishna's devotees, pure devotees, and also go to the holy dham like Vrindavan, um, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, and all the wonderful temples of the Lord. One can go. So that's how you do it. So you can be alone or in public. You can celebrate the festivals by singing, dancing, and other exhibitions of royal opulence. So you're offering everything to Krishna. So that is Bhakti Yoga. And Krishna also says superiority of bhakti is you see Krishna as a person, and not like an energy. And you're free from material motivations. You're not thinking about how can I make more and more money to buy better and better things. You're always thinking of what can I do with my money to serve Lord. Um, and then there is no loss in this, because wherever you stop, that's where you would start in your next life, or even in the same life. If you fall down, you forget Krishna and you start doing sense gratification, Krishna always brings you back, and you can start from where you stopped. So whatever you do now for Krishna will never get lost. But we know, if we just want to make money, we can make a lot of money, but a thief can come steal it and everything is gone. But with bhakti, there is no loss, Krishna says. So this is the nature of bhakti, and why we should, prioritize bhakti in our life. Okay, so this concludes Uddhava Gita, and Uddhava is very, very happy and full of gratitude and want to give thanks to the Lord. We have a festival in the US for Thanksgiving, where everybody is giving thanks to their parents. So this is the ideal way to thank, is to thank the Lord for giving us these eyes to see, nose to smell. We didn't we didn't pay for this. We got it by the Lord's mercy, so that we can use all of our senses and our different skills for the Lord. So Uddhava is, see how he is fallen on the Lord's feet, because he got this nice knowledge from the Lord, and all his darkness in his mind has gone away, and he knows what needs to be done. He's able to cut through the all the ties of the material world, and all he wants is to serve the Lord. He's asking for instructions from the Lord, and Krishna gives him instructions. So Uddhava really wanted to just be with Krishna, taking care of him. But Krishna said, I have been to many, many places while I visited, but the one place that I didn't go is Badrikashram, where there are many, many saintly people. So, Uddhava looks just like Krishna. So Krishna is wanting Uddhava, his great devotee, friend, and cousin, to go to Badrikashram. And one of the reasons he's telling Uddhava is something very, very ghastly, violent, abominable is going to happen. And Krishna doesn't want his pure devotee like Uddhava to be part of that. So he instructs him to go away to Badrikashram. Um, so Uddhava leaves. He circumambulates the Lord with tears, and he takes Lord's footwear and puts it on his head, and he departs with tears in his eyes.
Prabhuji, this is like Bharata.
Yes, Bharata and Lord Ram. Bharata took the footwear of Lord Ram and put that on the throne, so that he'd serve Lord Ram and not put himself on the throne while Ram was away. Very good, nice analogy, like
Prabhuji,
reference.
we told you that Rama built one separate Shivalinga, right? Temporary one.
Yes.
The place where he built still has a dent.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very good. Yes.
And I saw it. We saw it. Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, even though the Lord just
We
wanted them.
didn't know that. So when we were like playing, and then I was like, "What is this dent?" And then we saw flowers and some puja items. We were like, "Oh, I
Mm,
think this is Lord Rama's Shivalinga place." And they're
yeah.
like, "Why didn't they build a temple for this?"
Uh,
I came with nothing. I was like, "Ooh!" I fell down.
yeah.
Lying in his head was like facing the Shivaling didn't, and then he was like, Patak!
It's very good
He
that
fell down.
you are able to visit these holy places. So, when you visit, you don't forget these stories, and you can link all these stories when you learn from the scriptures. And when you have these different references, that's when you don't forget. So very nice, you were able to experience all these nice spiritual places. So we come to the last chapter of the 11th.
Oh, but the one Rama built is the one that is still a temple is there for that.
Yes, great.
The temporary one, that's different.
Yeah.
Rama have only built the temporary one. This one? No, no. Sita, when she was abducted, Rama did one puja to start his journey to Lanka, right? Yeah, that's only the temple one. How?
So
Yeah.
maybe if
Oh,
that
that is
confuses you on the temporary nature of deities, you can just think about the, Ganesh festival. They make a deity, and then they worship the deity and then sink the deity,
Yeah,
because
I did
uh,
that.
that is a temporary deity, right? So you can think about those deities as temporary. If this is confusing you, because there's a temple where the Lord made a temporary deity. Okay. So now let's come to the last chapter, and let's go to the Kahoot quiz quickly. No, devotees don't like discussing this part where Krishna is leaving the world. And Krishna, everything is very transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam, and he is the greatest magician, and he even makes his pastime such that people who don't like him or who wants to see him as a regular person, they have enough reason to believe that Krishna is just another person, just another ruler. So Krishna makes his pastime such that he is shot by an arrow of a hunter, and there are people who believe that, oh, Krishna just left his body just like anybody else because an arrow was shot onto his foot. So for those people, Krishna gives reasons for them to believe that. But devotees, they know that Krishna's body is transcendental. It is Satchit Ananda. It's not like a material body that will disintegrate and decay. But Krishna is just making this pastime for him to leave this world, because his pastimes have come to an end. So everything Krishna does is divyam. Divya means it is not material, it is transcendental. So everybody knows the story, right? So we'll just quickly go through it. Krishna told all his relatives, men, to go to Prabhasa Kshetra because of all the bad things that were happening. They wanted to do rituals. And these were actually the demigods who were born in the Yadu family, because Krishna, when he was going to be born in Gokul, or in Mathura, and then go to Gokula Vrindavan. He had before that, when Purushottama prayers were prayed to the Lord, he said, "All of you demigods, just be born in the Yadu family. I'm going to be born." So now it's the time to wind up his pastimes. So he wanted these demigods to go back to their roles. And do their job. So he arranged for them to come to Prabhasa, where they, after doing the rituals, because they knew something bad omens were coming, and it's not good for them. So they actually did some rituals, and after that they started getting drunk. They started drinking liquor, and then they started fighting with each other, and even tried to hurt Balram and Krishna. And so Krishna and Balram, and they were fighting with each other with their weapons, and when their weapons broke, they took these bamboo sticks which were made from the moshala, that moshala, or the iron rod that came from Samba's belly when he got the curse from the sages. That was powdered and put in the ocean, and that came into the ground, and that grew into these bamboo shoots, which were sharp like razor. And then they started fighting with each other, and they were killing each other. And when they started to hurt Krishna and Balram, Krishna and Balram also took these bamboo shoots and beat all of these relatives to death. So Yadu dynasty was destroyed like that. and then Krishna came and sat by the pipala tree or banyan tree, and that's when Jara, thinking that this is a deer, shoots a arrow at the Lord's feet. And before the Lord's feet is shot, Balramji left um, uh, before Krishna. So he went back to the spiritual world, and then Krishna was sitting there, and that's when Jara shot the arrow. When Jara came running and saw his arrow, his heard the Lord, he fell on the Lord's feet and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought it was a deer." And the Lord said, "This is all his arrangement," and he actually sent Jara to the spiritual world, to Vaikunta. So there are other non-believers who say, "Oh, Jara killed Krishna." Then if Krishna is a regular person, then how did he send Jara to the spiritual world? So Krishna was just arranging all these pastimes so that he can leave. And Jara is actually from Rama, and if you know, Vali or Bali is Jara in his previous life, because Jara Bali was shot at yeah, when the Lord was hiding, so that Vali could get anybody's powers if they come and fight with him. So he had to do it that way. And the Lord always is very merciful. He wants anything he did in a certain way, he wants the other person to do that to him also. So Jara shot the arrow, and Jara was made to go back to the spiritual world. And then at that time, Krishna's charioteer Daruka was smelling nice tulsi, and he came running and he saw the Lord with the arrow shot. And then the Lord said, "I'm going to leave this world. You have to go to Dwaraka, Daruka, and you got to take care of all the women and your family. Take them to Indraprastha, where Arjuna is." And he gave these nice instruction to Daruka. And actually, this Uddhava, who was supposed to go to Badrikashram, he stopped by before Krishna got before the arrow got shot, and Krishna he came to see Krishna for before all this happened, and he left again. So all this happened, and then Krishna wound up his earthly pastimes. So when we discuss the Lord's pastimes, we attain liberation, and Krishna says that we get this loving devotional service. So there ends our 11th canto, and we can go to the Kahoot quiz. So if you're ready, pick up your device. If you have any questions, we can discuss that now, or you can put the spin and start playing.
Prabhuji, what's the effect of rearing pastimes?
Yes?
What's
Which,
the effect of the
what is
rearing?
what is the effect of puring pastimes?
Rearing.
Hearing the pastimes of the Lord, we purify ourselves, because Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, right? You all know the 9 process of bhakti, and hearing is the first, where when we drink the nectar of the Lord with our ears, we get purified, and we can start doing all the other activities. All starts with hearing. Our faith will build, and this is how we purify ourselves, because without hearing and knowing about the Lord, how can you serve and love the Lord, right? So, very good question, Shreya. Okay, 5438260. Can we start? I think everybody has joined. I don't know if Tarunji is able to join. But
I think third one is unknown.
no, usually unknown is Nitinji. He is the mysterious unknown person. Uh, okay, looks like Tarunji may. Oh, there he is, John. Hari Ball. So let's start then. Okay, we are ending the 11th canto. together. Next class, we'll start the 12th canto. What are the ways to worship deities? Vedic, Tantric, mixed, all of the above. Yes, you are right. All of the above is the right answer. Okay, what is not a material used for a deity? Sand, mine, jewels, air.
Sand. You know.
Yeah, the right answer is air. How can you create a deity with air? Okay, what is a type of deity that can be abandoned after following a rituals? Oh, there is a type of deity that can be abandoned after following a rituals. Is that true or false? We discussed about permanent and temporary. So these are temporary deities. So we just invoke for a particular activity and then it is.
Who came?
So Krishna devotee is on top now.
Bathtubs.
So what is a location for deity's presence? Heart, air, outer space, sky. Yes, we can have the deity in our heart. So anybody knows a pastime where a devotee showed that the Lord is in his heart?
Hanuman.
Yes, very good, Shreyaji. Hanuman tore open his heart and showed that
Yes.
Ram and Sita are in his.
Sita's picture.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. Ram and Sita's picture, just like that. Right?
Yes, very good. What is the best form of deity worship that pleases Krishna? Worship with devotion, worship as ritual, worship with money, worship of pride of giving to the temple. So none of that Krishna likes as much as the devotional given with love and affection to the Lord. Okay, number 6. The statements tattva that explain soul, jiva, and super soul or God is different are called abeda vakya, beda vakya, achintya beda abeda vakya, or none of the above. So this is difference. Yes, difference is always beda vakya. Beda means different. Abheda means non-different. Achintya beda is okay. What analogy is given to become free from false ego? Swimming in the ocean of Maya, sword of knowledge from Guru, burning in the forest fire of matter, all of the above. So how did we say we can get away from false ego? It is through the sword of knowledge that the Guru gives us. We sharpen it as with our sadhana and we cut the.
What is all of this about?
Yeah, I tricked you. Sorry. I tricked you with all of the above because sometimes we tend to just go click all of the above.
Yeah.
Okay, Shreya ji is in first place now. What is the analogy given to not imitate a self-realized soul, even mukta? Elephant behaving like an ant, actor on a stage, improperly treated disease, all of the above. So improperly treated disease is when we said if somebody imitates Jivan Mukta, it's like we are trying
I
to.
put all of the above. I was about to Me too.
Yes,
That's kind of tricky.
yes. Oh, Nitinji has now come to first place. Tarunji is in third place, and Shreyaji is in second place. Oh, Narahari, who's that? Is that Santoshji?
Me.
Oh,
Nice.
Narahari is Srihari. Very good. What should one do to perform bhakti? Always remember Krishna, perform duties for Krishna, offer one's mind and intelligence to Krishna, all of the above. This time I couldn't trick you. All of you got it right. Good job. Okay, Santoshji is now on the board. Very good. 10th. Uddhava offered gratitude to Krishna by saying, ignorance is destroyed, able to cut binding ropes of family affection, want to have undeviated attention to Krishna's lotus feet, all of the above. Yeah, this time all of the above is the right answer. Again, I tricked you by going back and forth with all of the above. Okay, Tarunji is now in second place. Very good. And I think Nitinji is number 1 now. And Santoshji is on fire at number 4. And Shreyaji is steady at third place. Okay. What was Krishna's instruction to Uddhava? Stay with him, rule Dwaraka, defeat the Pandavas, go to Badrikashram. Oh, all of you got that right. Excellent job. Okay. 12th question. Why did the Yadus start fighting each other at Prabhasa? Each one wanted to rule Dwaraka, drank liquor and became arrogant, wanted to become God, all of the above. What happened?
Blue. Oh God, blue. It's blue. No, 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 no.
You did all of the above?
No, they drank liquor. So Krishna, with this Moshana Leela, he's teaching that don't drink liquor or alcohol, intoxicants. They make you arrogant and make you destroy yourself. So that's the important lesson there. Okay. So I trick some of you again. How did Krishna bless the hunter Jara who shot an arrow unknowingly at his feet? Punished Jara by killing him with Sudarshan Chakra, put Jara in jail, gave Jara Krishna jewels, an airplane came to take Jara to Vaikunta.
You should not wait for...
Yes. So Krishna arranged an airline to come take Jara back to the spiritual world. How did Krishna chariot driver find Krishna? Smell of tulsi leaves, blood coming from Krishna's body, Krishna crying in pain, Krishna cursing Jara for shooting an arrow at him. So some of these would be a regular person's reaction when they get shot. So it's actually smell of nice tulsi leaves for coming where Krishna is. Okay, Narahari or Sri Hari Ji is on the board. Last question for today. What was Krishna's instruction to Daruka? His go to Badrikashram, go to Indraprastha with family under care of Arjun, take Krishna to a doctor, take Krishna to Dwaraka. Yes. So the right answer is to go to Indraprastha with his family. Again, he had to go to Dwaraka to pick up his family, but Krishna didn't say to take Krishna to Dwaraka. So that's not the right answer. So most of you got that right. Let's see who's on the podium. Okay, third place goes to Shreya Ji. Second place goes to Krishna devotee. That's Ayana. And first place goes to
Unknown. Nitin.
and then Santoshji and Srihariji are fourth and fifth. All of you are winners who played so that you can remember the Lord's nice pastimes. And Krishna says whoever remembers his pastimes is going back to him. So all of you are getting ready. Very good. Thank you very much. Vanja kalpata rupasya kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hari Bol. See you all next week. Hare Krishna. We'll start the 12th canto. There are 3 more classes and we'll finish the whole Bhagavatam. Okay? Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
I made this in Home Depot, Prabhuji.
Oh, very good that you're learning nice craft work. That's a nice Christmas
Actually,
tree.
I did one mistake, and then from that mistake, I did everything correct.
That's very good. That's good skills to learn. Keep up the good job. That Sriyariji is also very
Yeah.
nice.